want to shout out all the people that came out. All of those black folks that came out knowing that they got to stay there after we gone, who felt like they was cut off and alone. They told us, we just down here by ourselves. Nobody cares, until they saw us show up and we cared. But we didn't come for them, because see, those are folks. We came to show them, this is how you handle this going forward. You don't need to have nobody come from out of town to come into your city, to come into your state, to handle your business. Because the same rules and laws that they live by, that they don't brainwash you into thinking you can't use, you saw what we did. Not only did we come down, not only did we strap up, not only did we go to the houses, not just to the house of the people that shot the video, we went to all houses. We showed up in force because they're not used, or they thought that they had exterminated this type of black person. Surprise. No, you didn't. You see, there's a whole demographic of us, and we're going to do more than throw rocks at police cars. We're going to do more than turn stuff over. You see, most of us are ex-military. You trained us, and you trained us well. And we woke up, and I love my people. I love everybody on this live. I would die for you, and I've proven that to you. I need y'all to start proving that you will die for your own people. You may not be as equipped as we are. You may not have everything that we have, but what you do have is your ancestral spirit that's been talking to you in the back of your head saying, what are you waiting on? So we just thought we would give you some incentive. Now I'm going to tell you this. When we went into that neighborhood, it was rather interesting because it raised more questions than it did give me answers. And anybody who knows me knows I'm a very analytical brother. I don't just take things as you tell me, and I tell everybody on my live, go and investigate whatever I tell you to keep me honest. But the first thing I didn't understand was, what was he doing there? Because when we went to the neighborhood, and the neighborhood sits in the middle of nowhere, there's nothing anywhere. There's swamp and flatland. We're on the border of Florida and Georgia, Gator country. You know, them good old boys. Okay. But there's nothing else around there. That's the first thing that I didn't understand. And then it's one of those areas where it's one way in and one way out. Even when you get in there, they got a few little side streets, but there's no way out. Which means even if he ran in, what was he going to do? Run around in a maze and then run out? Okay, I didn't get that part either. But this is the part that I'm going to share with y'all. And a big shout out to Shar Bates from BET's Cop Watch, who was actually with us, and my man City, because they were there to do their documentation because they wanted to see what we was going to do. But at the end of the day, what I didn't understand was this. We went to the house that he supposedly broke into. Let me help y'all out, because you're at home watching the media spin. See, I'm a in-your-face type person. I got to see it for myself. I got to touch it. I got to smell it. I got to understand so I can sleep at night. Because I could not believe in my good conscience that 2 or 3 white men in 2020 shot this boy down like a dog for any reason. I had to see it for myself. The house that he went to. Yes, the house was under construction. I got you. But then I tried to figure out, based on the news story, y'all got me thinking that the dude, Mr. McMichaels, whatever the fuck you want to call him, he lived next door, so he saw something, you know. But no. His house wasn't there. His house was all the way down the street on the other side. There was no way he could have seen anything going on at that house. So I said, okay. So we went down to his house. Oh, yes, we did. And when we went down to his house, I was amazed. The truck is still in the driveway where he parked it. The same truck he killed dude in. It's parked right there. It's not marked with crime tape. It's parked like he gonna be home. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something. I don't know who was in that house. But I know goddamn well when they looked out their window and saw 12 bros dressed in black with machine guns coming, looking in the windows, ringing the doorbell, peeking in the windows, going around the back, telling the dog to be quiet. We here. We done pulled up. And we know you ain't there because they locked you up 2 hours after we said we was coming. They didn't arrest them. They put them in protective custody because they knew them boys was coming. But that was cool. We didn't care if you wasn't there. We wanted anybody to be home. But nobody was there. But that's cool. And then the police came. Y'all know the police. You know the same ones that's beating us up for trying to come out for safe distancing. You know the ones that always assume a black man got something in his waist. You know the ones that don't have no problem putting their hands on our sisters rather than calling a female cop. You know the ones. Oh, they came. But when them boys turned that corner and they saw us standing in the street, military style, in what we call an assumed combat position, they knew that we were not regular Joes. Matter of fact, they didn't know who we was. They knew one thing. If they had driven down that street, they never would have made it anywhere closer to us because we're all expert shooters. All of us. We have a motto in the military. One shot, one kill. We weren't breaking no laws. So don't put us in a position to have to break any. Now, there are some people who were amazed at that. They never approached us. They never talked to us. They never came near us. As a matter of fact, in case y'all don't know, they called for backup. And then the backup came and saw it, and they were like, oh. And so they called it, the seniors came. The lead detective came. And the head of the criminal interdiction came. And they looked like, and they pulled their people out. They were like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. They left. And then they had their head guy. He came down the street and he let the window down. And this is what he said. Y'all ain't doing nothing to me. I ain't got no problem with y'all. Have a good day. Rolled off. You know why? Because Thomas Jefferson said that when you arm yourself, you go from being a subject to a citizen. Just like that. You understand? We were citizens. Armed citizens. Legally armed citizens, legally armed, bulletproof vested, gas masked citizens, legally armed, former military citizens, pissed off black people. But we're nobody home, y'all. So we then went to where the young man was killed. And when we got down there to the intersection, because I'm a logical thinking person, I looked at where they said he died. And y'all seen the video. And I looked around me and I said, but this is not the street that's in the video. I'm confused. If the house is right there and the redneck dude right here, but the dude is right here, why in the hell does the video show from back here? So I walked down that street, and y'all best believe the whole neighborhood was afraid of us. Yes, they was. Because look what y'all brought to our neighborhood. Y'all brought black people the type we've never seen before. Oh, they didn't come out and talk to us. They didn't come out and say it was a tragedy. No, they put do not trespass signs on every house so that when we got there, if we had stepped on someone's property, they would have had an excuse. We're not that dumb. See, Johnny can read. And I walked down the street and I turned around and I came back. And I said, okay, I got a question. This is the street he got shot on. How the hell did he get from the house that he's supposedly been looking at to come all the way 2 blocks over to be here to get shot? And there's a truck at the end of the street. And there's another guy. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Before I say anything, let's go pay a visit to the guy that shot the video. So we all went to his house because we had already heard he wasn't going to get charged. But see, when you go to these little small towns like that, you have to understand that those towns are built on what we call nepotism. That means your mama and your daddy and your cousin and your brother's wife, all of them got all the important jobs in the town. Everybody eat together. Everybody play ball together. Everybody hunts together. They all sit around, drink beer together. And then on Mondays, they all go to their jobs. Now the black folks, we don't have it like that. We're at the mercy of their system. So when they kill his boy, that's why they pick up the phone and call the girl Jackie and say, yo, we done killed this dude. Don't even worry about it. I'm going to call the police station and tell them to be cool. See, I'm smart. I put that shit together quick. But what I didn't understand was we went to the dude's house, the one that filmed it, that's trying to play innocent right now. You can sell that shit to somebody else. We ain't buying that with food stamps. I'm going to tell you why. He didn't live nowhere in that area. As a matter of fact, we had to go up the street, down the street. And when I got to his crib, I went, who this? They said, this is the dude that filmed it. Well, how in the hell did he get involved if he was nowhere near? Unless somebody called him. Let me educate y'all who live in big cities how you hunt in the South, especially when you're tracking gators. You have one person that's driving. That's the shooter. You put another person in the back of the truck. He's the spotter in case because they looking down in the brush in the Everglades. And then you have another person who comes up from the rear in case the gator tries to go the other way. That's called a three-way kill zone. That's what they did to him. I ain't stupid. I was in the military. I know all about that. Okay. Last thing that I want to say is this. Oh, they wasn't home either. Yeah, rung the doorbell, looked in the window, went round the back, let them know we out here. We pulled up. What's happening? You see, we're not going to be, y'all keep screaming no justice, no peace. Guess what? Ain't no peace and it ain't no justice. You know the opposite of that is? That means that it's war and chaos. Boom, 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 we at your door. Come on out. Y'all like to shoot black folks, right? We here. Come on, we right here. Nobody wanted to come out. And the police ain't gonna help you because y'all called the police and the police left them hanging. Like, y'all did this shit. Y'all gonna wear this on your own because y'all done pissed off black people across America and all blacks ain't the same. You see, they like to lump us into one group when they talk about us. But see, y'all didn't snatch us from one country. See, black folks was everywhere. That's why we did not fucking around crew. Because the people that you was talking to, you can fuck with them. Y'all pardon my language, but I got to be real on here if I can do so. You messed with the wrong group. So we here, but y'all can understand nobody was home. Nobody answered the door. But this is what blew my mind. I never in my life have ever seen a flag that said Trump breathing in the wind on his house. I never seen a house that had billboard signs, not signs, y'all, billboard signs. Trump Pence 2020, enough of the bullshit. I'm going, well, I'll be damned. We deep in Trump country. These ain't just Trumpers. These are old, retired white folks who built themselves a nice little subdivision far away from everybody. I was never supposed to see that because I was never supposed to be back there. He was never supposed to be back there. Y'all talk to me now. So I realized where we at. Oh, once we figured that out, it was really time for us to let them know, okay, we see what we're working with here. Yeah, but we are here. We know where you live. We're not afraid to come to your door. You want to do something to my people? There's going to be consequences going forward. I don't care about what happened last week. I don't care about those folks that claim that Black Lives Matter and didn't do shit. I don't care about the people who always sitting online talking about all of this metaphysical bullshit that don't move our situation no further, but won't pick up a pistol or pick up a rifle and go fight for it. I keep telling y'all, whenever you're ready, and y'all ain't ready. But after this, y'all look like y'all ready now because we have shown you you can do this in every city, in every town, everywhere. You don't have to wait for us to show up because if we have to show up, it's way out of control and we're not coming to talk. It's up to you all. to form your own chapters, to take existing organizations and branch them out. It's up to you to talk to your neighbor. It's up to you to shake off the brainwash of being by default harmful and evil to other people who look like you. You see, I find it amazing. There's people sitting on this live right now that got their faces scrunched up. They're sitting there being cynical. They're sitting there being angry at me because I look like you. You see, you've been socialized. You've been brainwashed. I got to scrub that out of you because you'll fight me, but you won't raise a hand against the people that declared you to be their enemy before you was even brought here. I'm going to let that hang out in the room for a minute. Y'all hold on. I got to take some of this 9.5 alkaline water. Now, let me take a step back. Got a little amped. We came down there for two reasons. One, because we're not going to tolerate that anymore. Okay? However, y'all got to do some of the heavy lifting. We are not about to do all the work and then y'all come to the party and dance and go home. We either going to set up the party together, we're going to dance together, and we all going to clean up together, or you can't come to the party. You see, they taught you a lesson in Haiti. Before they went up against the British crown, they killed every black person that was loyal to the crown. That way, when they went up against the crown, they said, well, wait a minute. Don't nobody down there agree with us? You ain't got no friends here. We killed all them already. And it's sad because I hate to say it. But in order for us to truly be free, in order for us to truly be liberated, in order for us to have our own land, our own money, our own police force, our own government, in order for us to determine our own destiny, we might have to kill some of y'all. And that's the truth. And I ain't make this up. You can go and research it yourself. Every time something happens to one of us, they always roll out somebody that look like us, as if y'all forgot that everybody in my skin is not my kin and everybody that look like me ain't my friend. Y'all learned that when you found out in Dallas. But I digress. Now, a lot of people are giving credit to the wrong people. So let me go ahead and straighten some things out. I've heard people say it was the Black Panthers that did it. The Black Panthers was there. I've heard people say that it was the Huey Newton Gun Club that did it. They was there too. I've heard people say that it was the Cop Watch folks. They was there too. As a matter of fact, it was a coalition of us there. You see, we showed y'all we can get over our differences and we got together. We didn't care whose name was out there. We're not sitting around riding our egos. You see, because in war, bullets don't care what your title is. That's why they don't care when they shoot one of y'all. Doesn't make a difference if you're an entertainer. Doesn't make a difference if you're an athlete. Doesn't make a difference if you work at Krispy Kreme. Doesn't make a difference if you're the Waffle House lady. You're going to catch a bullet. But yet they want you to not do to them what they have no problem doing to you. Let me show you something. Yes, I'm fully aware that today, at the highest levels of the government, that they had to brief the president on what Nfac was. I've already been told that there are certain organizations already that's dusting off the files because they got to crack open the Black Messiah files again because there appears to be the resurgence of another black militia. You see, they don't want you to do to them what they keep on doing to you. And they got a lot of puppet Negroes to make sure you don't. I'm going to say it on my live. I think it's admirable that Jay-Z wrote a letter. That was cute. I think it was great that all of them went down there to the courthouse and stood around and gave the same old bullshit ass speeches, sang some songs and went home. That was cute too. But that's not what they doing. They ain't singing on those steps. They not beating us up with a speech. They ain't writing no goddamn letters. Y'all still asking Massa to stop them from doing what they doing to you. Well, let me teach you a little bit while I'm up in here. You see, one of the things that the original Black Panthers asked for. See, they don't want you to even know your history. When I say Black Panthers, immediately, oh, terrorist organization, anti-Semitic. I ain't got nothing to do with all that. They were victimizing us back then. Brothers had enough. Sisters had enough. How many of y'all know that by the end, the Black Panthers was ran by the women? That's why you saw us out there with women and men with heat. Because everybody got a trigger finger. I can teach anybody to shoot. But we had things that we wanted back then. And it's amazing that in 1966, they asked for these things. And here we are in 2020. And I'm going to go there in the list real quick because, see, I got all that up here. First thing they said we want freedom. We want the power to determine the destiny of the Black community. We want to determine our own destiny. And for everybody out there who says you're a racist, let me help you out. Let me define racism for you. Racism is the ability to control the final outcome of an entire race of people, whether they live or die, whether they eat or sleep, whether they eat or starve, the whole 9 yards. When has Black people ever had that power over white people? We never have. So we can't be racist, but we can be pissed about what you keep doing to us. You see, when you're in an abusive relationship, you can't file charges against a woman that you keep beating the hell out of. Well, she hit me in the face, but you've been beating her for 20 years. Number 2, we want full employment of our people. And in this season we're in right now, this was the wrong time for y'all to pull that bullshit. Y'all got people who lost their jobs. Y'all got people cooped up in the house because they got some virus running loose. Y'all got people who can't even talk. You got people who can't even see who they date now because of social distancing. You got people who acting like they on house arrest. And you gonna pull some shit like that? Okay. You see, we had nothing better to do but to sit around and think. We had nothing better to do but to read stuff like Destruction of a Black Civilization. We had nothing better to do but to read Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race. We had nothing better to do but to put our head in, this book right here, To Hold a Pale Horse. We had nothing better to do but to put our head in the first book of Enoch with Yahweh's name restored. And the more we read and the more we studied, the more we woke up. And we were like, you know what? These motherfuckers done lost their goddamn mind. They think they're going to do us like this and then still kill us? All hell to the no. See, pardon my language, fuck a virus. Fuck a routine. We have a bigger problem. And our problem is you, white people. And if you don't like what I'm saying, go fix your people. Don't keep coming to me talking about, well, I'm all right with you. I ain't got no problem with you. Then go get your people straight. You see, we know how to get our people straight. We know we got problems. I taught y'all this the other day. In the book Brainwashed, they taught you that the reason black people kill black people, they broke it down into 4 reasons. And then they showed you how all of it is rooted in slavery, by our own self-hatred, by our own ability. We could never attack our oppressor, so we attack the person closest to us. I broke all that down. We know we got problems. We know we suffer from post-traumatic slave disorder, and we've never gotten therapy. You ever been in a situation where somebody did something to you and you need room to heal, but you can't because they always in your damn face? White people, y'all still in our face. So we'll never heal as a people. And then you let everybody else come over here and give them things you won't even give us. And you won't give us room to go heal. See, I can go to Chinatown. I can go to Little Italy. I can go to Little Armenia. I can go to every goddamn place where another culture representing themselves, but I can't go to Blacktown. Number 3, we want an end to the robbery by the white man of our black community. They changed that word to capitalism later. You see, what y'all don't seem to understand, every time you go to the little convenience store in your neighborhood and you eye with the little Iranian dude, you don't realize he's taking money out of your community to go build up his community. So your community goes down. Your community becomes drug ridden. Your community becomes crime ridden. Your community has nothing. If y'all don't remember, for those of y'all who do remember, when I was in Baltimore for the Freddie Gray situation, and I led that 7-mile march from the CVS that got burnt down all the way downtown, all those people behind me, 7,000 people. What I noticed was it was miles and miles of burnt out slums in the black neighborhood, not a store, not a hospital, not a library, nothing. Yeah, downtown, y'all got a brand new, ballpark with restaurants and all of that type stuff. At the end of the day, my point is real simple. We are not being allowed to take our money to build up our communities. Then they over-police us. And I've taught this before. If you don't know the origin of the police, then you need to stop skipping school. You see this, the police came from the slave patrol. Yeah, the slave patrol used to enforce the black codes. The black codes were something that they put on us to stop us from progressing. To make you honest, a slave patroller could be anywhere from 16 years old to 60 years old. And they could hunt you down, shoot you. Y'all seen it before. You know how you got the police officer. He look like he barely out of high school, but he trying to muscle you with his authority. I said, turn your hand. And then the moment you raise up, they want to shoot you because they're scared of you. Someone asked me once, they said, Jay, why are they afraid of us? Why is it so many white people fear black men? The issue surrounding racism and racism affects black men who work in higher education also. They have stereotypes. See, when you're a black person, they have conditioned you to make sure you don't fit the stereotype. What kind of shit is that? What stereotype? I don't know what a stereotype is. I'm just being myself. And if myself is passionate, if myself is strength, if myself is protecting my women and my children, if myself is making sure that we can reproduce and I can leave them something, if myself is trying to teach them who we was, who we are, and who we need to be, if myself is making sure that it's okay to intermingle with you, but you're not going to erase me. If those things scare you, then bruh, you got a bigger problem than just being afraid of me. Do you understand? They're afraid of you. And a lot of people say, what they're afraid of? Guilt. Because deep down inside, and don't nobody want to say it, that's one of the things we do here on Facts Over Feelings. We say things that other people won't say. And that's when the interruptions are going to start. And that is, they believe that if black folks, especially African descendants of slavery, ever got their own little land, ever got their own finances together, ever started doing what we was already doing after slavery, building, producing, inventing, and creating, that eventually we would get to a position where we would turn around and pay their ass back for all the shit that they've done to us for the last 400 years. And then turn around and pay the Arabs back who enslaved us for 14 centuries. And then turn around and push all non-melanated people back into the Caucasus Mountains and then turn this planet back into what it was. Black people wasn't just in Africa. Black people was already here in the Americas. Black people was already in South America. I know some Latino people say, no, that's not right. See, I don't got time for all of that. Do your research. Go on and start digging around in some of the Greek Aramaic texts. Go ahead and start looking at some of the things that they keep locked up in the Vatican so you'll never know the truth. There's a reason they call it his story. They have rewritten history and they're still trying to do it. That's why they digging up all our people, desecrating all of our tombs and putting us on display. Do you see us running around doing that? No. Yet they don't want you to know your history. They're going to tell you what your history is. I got news for y'all. A soul cannot be destroyed. It always comes back. And when it comes back through another person. And sooner or later, it shows up and knocks on your door like we did down in Brunswick. You see, there are some of us who are so connected to our ancestral spirit. We hear that voice now. I know it's people on this live that know me and say, I don't know this guy talking. There's people on this live that say, I grew up with that dude. I don't know who this guy is talking. Evolution is a bitch. Now, let me get back. I digress. I got a little amp there. Y'all stay with me. And I want y'all to know that you can only stay on here for about an hour. And at the top of the hour, we're going to come off and I'm going to come back. And then I'm going to tell you how you can join Nfac. And a lot of y'all, we're not that dumb. We're not that stupid. We're not going to give out public information on a militia so you can infiltrate it like you did COINTELPRO. Because some of y'all are spies. Some of y'all hate your own kind so much you will join an organization just to bring it down. And I will tell you that would be a mistake in this organization because we'll kill you. Once you join, there's no way out. So you can click off right now if you're not serious about what we're doing. We're not going to let you leave because you will never be able to tell them what you found out. So at the end, we're going to jump into another session and I'll tell you how you can join. And then I'll tell you what we're going to do as far as branching out. Oh, America, don't worry. You'll be getting to meet us real soon. But what we're not going to do is run from city to city to city putting out fires. They shot that boy in Indianapolis. Everybody asking us, y'all coming to Indianapolis? They shot that girl in her house while she was asleep at night with her boyfriend. Y'all coming down here for that? Last time I checked, like Nipsey said, there's black folks already there. Now we will come help you do what you do, but we will not go from place to place. I want to let you all know something. See, we could have had all of this a long time ago if certain individuals didn't hijack the goddamn movement. We didn't have to be here right now if certain individuals didn't realize what we was about to do and saw it as an opportunity to get some shit for themselves and take the teeth out of our movement. So I'm going to say it again. We're not affiliated with none of these groups out here today. Don't want to be affiliated with you. We're not trying to sit down. We're not trying to round table with you. Y'all do what y'all do. We're going to do what we do. And don't come at us with that, well, Martin Luther King said, I'm going to say it one more time. White people always love to throw up the I Have a Dream speech, which was done in 1963, the year I was born. Oh, I'm an OG for real. But y'all keep forgetting that in 1968, he went on NBC and he said, my dream has become a nightmare and I feel we have integrated into a burning house. They killed him for that. See what happened when you wake up? And ever since then, they've been doing nothing but steadily destroying us, stopping our population from growing, destroying our intercity infrastructure, wiping out the minds of our best and our brightest, and then assimilating the rest. I don't want anything. I'm not asking for anything. I don't want your money. I got money. I financed this whole operation. Everything you saw, you can ask any of my people. I feed my troops. I equip my troops. I clothe my troops. I transported my troops. I do all my own intel. I don't need you. So don't think you can come and get a hook in this with money. We don't need your money. We need your hands and your feet and your loyalty. Y'all ain't used to that. There ain't no GoFundMe. Ain't no Cash App. I'm not trying to eat off the movement like a lot of other people are. I am the truth. And that's why I said what I said. Let me run through their neighborhood and try to shoot me. I kill every motherfucker out here. Because that's what you've done to us. We want decent housing, fit for shelter of human beings. We want education for our people that exposes the true nature of the decadent American society. These are the points that the pamphlets put up back in '66. We want black men to be exempt from military service. We want an immediate end to police brutality. They was asking for an end to police brutality all the way back in '66. We want freedom for black men in every federal, state, county, and city prison and jail because they have not had a fair trial by their peers. The shit down here in Brunswick proves that. If those are the motherfuckers that was running the judicial system, I guarantee you that everybody down there that's locked up is down there on some bullshit. You know, it's very interesting because somebody asked me, they said, well, Jay, if you want to build an army, you got folks right here that want to join. I said, you know what? There's an instant army already locked up. I guarantee you, if we stormed every prison and every jail in America under the condition that if we break you out, you got to join the army and fight for us, I would have an instant army overnight that will be unstoppable. We want freedom. We want all black people, when brought to be tried in a court by their peers. And then last but not least, they said we want land, bread, housing, education, clothing, justice. And the last thing they asked for was peace. But they turned around and they brought them number of violence and they killed them. Now, the only thing about the Black Panthers back then and the new Black Panthers who were out there with us, and let me help y'all out. A lot of y'all seen the video. The old man you saw with the shotgun, he's one of the first Black Panthers. He wasn't coming to go. He wasn't going with us to go do no work. He came out to sign off on us. He came out to co-sign what we was doing. He came out to pass the baton. You see, he'd been waiting to pass that baton since the 60s. And nobody came along And nobody stepped up. So he came out with his shotgun, which I thought was, that's old school. I went, but Pop's got the shotgun out this bitch. Oh, shit. He came out to pass the baton to another generation of black men and women who was willing to fight to make things right. Now, the Black Panthers, as you know them, you know what happened with them. But I want to make you aware of something that's going on right now and as we speak. Now that Nfac has become public, you must understand that the United States government has always had a program, counterintelligence program, y'all call it COINTELPRO. They had two provisions that I want to bring to your attention today. Number one, listen very carefully, was to prevent the coalition of militant black nationalist groups. But it's okay for the white boys to form white nationalist groups and march up and down the street and march to the Michigan Capitol and demand to be let out. But they had a policy that goes back 50 years where they says prevent the coalition of militant black nationalist groups. Listen to what the government said. The government ain't stupid. It says in unity, there is strength. What they saw in Brunswick was unity. They are more afraid of our unity than they are of our rage. But the one that really should reach out to you is that it said prevent the rise of a black messiah, somebody who could unify and electrify the militant black nationalist movement. They thought Malcolm X might be that messiah, so they killed him. They thought Stokely might be that messiah, so they killed him. They thought Elijah Muhammad might have been that messiah. But you see what happened with the honorable Elijah? They went on looking for this black messiah to make sure nobody came along that could talk to y'all and get you fired up and get you energized and got you saying, damn it, I had enough, let's do it. You missed one. Now that I got that out the way, I want you to be aware that there are other militias out there. The U.S. Constitution says that you will form a militia and you can bear arms. But they don't go talking about the 3%ers. They don't talk about the Arizona border recon. They don't talk about Hawaii. They don't talk about the Idaho Lightfoot militia. You never hear them talk about the Michigan militia till they showed up the other day. You never hear them talk about the militia of Montana or the Missouri Citizens Militia or the Missouri militia or the New York Lightfoot militia or the Oath Keepers or the Ohio Defense Force or the Pennsylvania Military Reserve or the goddamn Texas Foot militia. You don't hear them talk about them. But some bros showed up because some members of the KKK. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all in on this. While we was in the neighborhood, one of the new neighbors who didn't get down with the bullshit came outside and said, how can we help? Remember what Malcolm X said, you can help us, but you can't join us. You see, until we learn to love ourselves, we can't love other people. But what you got? She pulled out a picture. She said, you know, they members of the Klan Lodge. And she showed us the picture of them and all their stuff. I said, oh, these all, including the dude that did the filming. They all in the same damn lodge. I went, oh, okay. And while we was out there, you know who showed up? The KKK. Yes, the Klan showed up. They pulled up. Or should I say they pulled around the goddamn corner? They were so bold, they had a sticker. And the sticker said, the Knights of the Ku Klux Klan. I thought I had hit the lottery. I said, Lord, you did not give me, you delivered the Klan. Somebody, and they turned around and went the other way. So you can sit there and talk to us about a black militia as if it's a problem when you don't do anything about these other militias that are out here. You're concerned about domestic terrorism. You're concerned about guerrilla warfare. You want to have a leaderless resistance. You're concerned about Minutemen. You're concerned about these private military companies like the people that they just caught down in Venezuela trying to throw a coup that came from a private security company right here in the United States. You are more concerned about a possible second American Revolution or a second Civil War. Because you got what you want right now. You comfortable. You see, they want you to be cool too because they in a position of power. They don't want to redistribute the land. They don't want to redistribute the wealth. Hell, they came up with trillions of dollars for COVID-19, but we ain't got reparations yet. They want to talk about it. I'm keep telling y'all, I don't want to hear no more talk. So us forming a black militia scares the shit out of them. There are over 393 million guns in this country. There are more guns in this country. 46% of all guns in the world are right here in the United States. And the average gun owner owns maybe 5, 6, 7 guns. Y'all know me. Y'all been rolling with me for a minute. I don't own a gun. I don't own 2 guns. I don't own 3 guns. I don't even own a gun rack. I got a goddamn gun room. So any day of the week, I can walk in and say, no, what can I pull out this motherfucker to shut shit down? But I can't do it by myself. It does you no good to get upset by yourself if your people are apathetic to the situation. It does you no good to say we need to do something and you're the only one doing something. You see, it does us no good to have personal esteem, which is very high, and poor racial esteem, which is very low. So you'll get upset if Johnny step on your shoe, because don't nobody do you like that. But this man did something to your race, and y'all don't want to do nothing about it? And then you're going to let them say you can't do nothing about it because your people killing people too. Let me, newsflash. Everybody kills everybody in every race, okay? You kill who you're around. Last time I checked, there was no bus that took me uptown so I could kill some white people so I can keep our numbers down. Y'all, we got 30 seconds left on the live like I told y'all at the top of the hour. I'm going to come back and we're going to talk about how you join the Not Fucking Around Coalition. I'm going to sit here because it's going to be delayed. I'm going to fall off. Give me 5 minutes. Y'all come back. If you don't come back, peace, sayonara. Sad, too bad for you. We won't miss you. Peace.